All
So
right.
so that's the thing is aligning your behaviors so they harmonize with what your dream is. If not, your dream is just a dream, and that's as far
Mhm.
as it goes. I just wish I could have went to the moon, and I just dreamed that all the time, and then it becomes a dream. But as soon as you start aligning your behaviors with that, it starts to really move. And I mean, I've just noticed it a lot in the last couple of days of just going, well, what does that look like? So you really want to be. We're live now, by the way, guys. I'm Robert Olmos, Roberto Garibay, and William Jackson are here. Willie Stride, AWAX, and the motherfucker Texter One.
Yo,
So
yo.
the thing is, my thing is like lately, I just don't have time to fucking even slow down. Like not even for a second. For instance, like just tapping in like money, is that what's stopping you? But it shouldn't, right? It shouldn't be something that stops you. Um, and all of a sudden, it's like now that my behaviors are harmonizing with my dream is no longer a dream; it's a goal. It's something I'm going to achieve and have. Otherwise, it's just a dream. It's just something you're thinking about. And so, really, what started bringing that to me is like, well, what does it look like for you to have what you want? What would you do? What would you be doing with your day? Let's pretend your day to day routine. What's that look like if you have everything you've ever wanted? You feel the way you want. You get to wake up and then do what? Oh, I would get up. I would fucking be making beats all day. I'd be putting the beats out there, be making money. I'd be recording artists. I'd be on tour. I would be doing. Okay, well, then what's that look like? Because watching Netflix and cleaning the pool out of the backyard and weed eating, it doesn't look anything like that. So, what exactly are you doing now, behavior-wise, that harmonizes with what your dream is? If not, it's just going to be a dream, and it's like, well, as soon as I notice that this builds up a little bit and I free up, then I'll start going all in. It's like, no, you go all in now, like as if it was already happening for you. If you don't, it will never happen for you, and I fucking firmly believe that. And it's like all of a sudden I started going, well, if that's what you think, what are you doing? And I have been doing it for 2 months. It's only been 2 months, or 2.5 months. Well, fuck it, really 2 months that I went hard. I mean, like for everybody else, I would be going hardcore, but to me, hardcore is 18 hours a day, no sleep, no fucking around, and not a break. And that's just how I believe. I mean, this is how I am, and that's what I have to give. Uh, Again, I've given 2 hours sleep today, and I believe you should take care of your health and sleep and all that bullshit. And I have been dieting and all that dumb shit, but which is very necessary. If you're not alive, you can't do any of this. But uh, but if your behaviors align with, just think, what do I want? How would that make me feel? This is Will's thing, right? Or wherever information he's got. How does that make you feel? What's that? What's it like? Well, what's your day look like? Imagine that. What's your day look like? I would get up. I would check my emails. I would get on the beats for 4 hours. After that, I would do the blah blah blah. I'd start mixing some music. I'd edit some videos. Boom 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 boom. Okay, so why are you watching Netflix then? No, I don't have this problem, but I have had this problem in the past, and it's gotten more aggressive lately to where I'm like, now I'm really kind of going, well, hey, now I used to be happy if I used 8 hours a day on music. I felt like I'm fucking doing it, bro. I spent 8 hours on this shit. And then now I'm like, well, what are you doing with the last 4 hours of your day?
Yeah.
What the fuck's up with that? Chilling, like you feel accomplished and you're kicking it? No, we could be editing videos, doing logos, we could be doing this, marketing, boom, boom, boom. And I started going, okay, and I started scheduling those times to actually fucking way forward. And then at the same time, if I can't sleep, I just say, well, fuck it then. What do I do in my extracurricular stuff that isn't like my main function? And can we do that now? And last night I did. I fucking worked on the feel and the vibe of my visualizer because I can't find a good connection. They're kind of corny. These things that play along with your beats are kind of cheese. Because there's just so much fucking cool shit you can kind of fuck around with and get real cheesy with it. And I was like, what could be cool and just kind of like, oh yeah, as soon as you see it, That's S&D. So I'm like making SNDbeats.com fucking logos. I'm redoing the fucking drum pad so that's very quick and not cumbersome of a process to make happen. But my point is, all of a sudden, now making sure all my behaviors add value and align with my dream, so the dream is no longer a dream. We don't want a dream to just be a dream because it isn't real. A dream isn't real unless you make it real, right? And again, it's called realizing your dream, right? You're making it real. You realize it. You bring it into reality. And for me, it's, well, then behave like your dream is happening. Behave and have those behaviors. What does that look like? What would the Robert that has everything on the fucking earth and has total abundance and living in total bliss? What would that look like? Well, I like bliss to me is grinding really fucking hard and working. I love that. I love the fucking get. That for me. That just fucking charges me up. I love it. I am not the guy who wants to lay around, and sleep and fucking chill and smoke a joint and fucking look at the sky and the stars. I'm not into that shit. I want to fucking grind like a motherfucker. That's my ecstasy. That's what I enjoy. And so I'm like, well, the ultimate life would be to be driving the fuck out of this business. And this business has a lot of cogs and wheels and gears, and there's so many lanes of it, right? 100 streams. In fact, so many streams I had to get up and I'm, again, 2, 3 a.m. I write these down. What does that look like? Let's compartmentalize every one of these things I'm doing and figure out what is it that it needs to happen and how does that align with it, and then prioritize how that all works. But the more I did that, the more I set aside those times for those behaviors, the more my dream became a reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As opposed to just sitting back on, I wish, and if I just believe and squeeze my fucking eyelids down real hard and fucking vibrate. No, shit ain't gonna fall on your lap. However, if you vibrate it, the things that you've been thinking really hard about start to really become real and start to really become tangible.
Yeah.
And my thing is this: sitting around and dreaming, as opposed to going and doing the behaviors and pretending and acting out the dream. If your dream was to make out with Farrah Fawcett, maybe you go get a doll that looks like Farrah Fawcett and start fucking making out with it. Like, like at the end of it, you're like good at making out with a doll, but Farrah Fawcett's like, hey, you've really been practicing. But
What the fuck?
I mean, go through the motions at least. Do something.
Yeah.
Don't sit around on a couch hoping that you did it. Go find the place that Farrah Fawcett's at. Where if I was with Farrah Fawcett, well, I would be hanging out the Studio 54, and I'd be hanging out here. Well, go hang out there then. Go do it. Go start living that. Start living it now. Right? One life to live. One. I don't give a fuck about your whole. I believe in. I'm coming back as a plant. Whatever. You know, right now is the one time you get a chance to. So go start doing it. And that's what I've been doing lately. Is just going. I used to be like, oh crap. I kind of feel like everyone feels like me making beats in the studio is a hobby, and if I'm in here all day for 16 to 18 hours because I love it, people will look at me like, mainly my wife, like, dude, what the fuck are you doing with your little hobby? Well, it's not a hobby to me. I fucking believe massively bigger than this, and at some point I had to get over that and just start going, well, if it was my job and it did pay for our brand new mansion or our brand new fucking massive home and the dirt bike track in the back and the big shop that holds a fucking semi, or whatever the fuck, nobody would be like, why are you in the studio grinding up? They're like, that's what makes the bread. That's what feeds the children. So start
Yeah.
doing it now and know that it's going to if you do it. And it's like I've been doing that, and all of a sudden I just see it. Just is so fucking. It's crazy. All of a sudden these new opportunities have come to me in the last couple of days, majorly with this meaty money thing. You got to be fucking very exclusive to do these people, and all of a sudden what I wasn't ready for before, I have been fucking the last 2 months really grinding to pull it all together. and it's like, hey, you need to have, and I'm like, got it, boom, boom, boom. I take advantage of all these things from a marketing standpoint to dealing with like, oh, it's a guy named Russell Brunson, and it's like all of a sudden the shit's starting to shift. You know, like these big relationships of like, I'm now ready, as opposed to before was like, oh well, look, I can try to get. Well, what do you got, buddy? What do you got? Give me some beats. And you're like, well now I can hit you off the rip. And I'm prepared. Again, they say luck is when preparedness meets with opportunity, right? And here's preparedness, and then that's the behaviors, and then when the opportunity for your dream to link up with it, it's already happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's funny. I got that right up here, man. It says the secret to success in life is for a man to be ready for his opportunity when it comes.
Right. So
You know what
start
I'm
living
saying?
it. My thing is start living it now, and that's kind of really been what my last 2 months is. It makes me feel really good, especially when I start to get it. I get a little bit stressed, going fuck, this whole COVID shit shutting down, and then I'm just like, but man, I'm so prepared. It's like me with, and I don't want to say too much about it on live streams, but uh, I've gotten some stupid messages from my stepdad that are kind of like very geared towards like, oh no, the world's going to go down in a flame. You better be ready with your guns, and I'm so okay with that because I'm already so prepared that like to me, I go whatever. If it happens, I'm set up. I'm not really worried about that. Well, the same thing with oh no, the financial thing. It's like I have my behaviors have aligned so well with what I'm trying to do, and that every day exists for my moving forward that it's like I'm less stressed. There's so much less shit happening. It's pretty wild, man. I just really feel like it'd be hard to go any other way, and I'm just like I thought I didn't have any more fuel past say 8 9 hours straight or something. It's like, and I've known myself to do 16 17 hours in the studio, but I mean to really just be effective at like editing videos. It's just like for me, I feel. Have you ever watched The Matrix?
No.
I know you're not a movie guy. I like Will. I know has watched it, but he just plugs himself in the back.
Over and over, don't.
Yeah, he plugs himself in the back, and then it just downloads into his brain kung fu and shit. And now in 2 seconds he knows Krav Maga and he knows everything. It's just a download into your brain.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Imagine knowing French. It just downloads into your brain and you know it. And the Matrix had a section like that. And I have so much stuff with the marketing, sync licensing, the way the internet works, and understanding that internet is just a medium of what you're trying to do. It's not you're trying to have a business on the internet. It's just one of the avenues. You could still do telemarketing, and there's always other ways to get to people. The internet is just one small piece of that. And once you get past that and understand it's just marketing in general and basic marketing and full on fundamental work, it's not just how to hashtag this. There's just much more to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like I'm in the
But
matrix because there's just so much information coming in at one time. I'm going, fucking hey, man. I'm learning about so much shit right now.
but
All like I'm a new baby again.
you just think these behaviors probably wouldn't have aligned if you wouldn't have committed and taken action from the beginning. From the beginning, saying, okay, I'm doing it, and then committing to doing it, sticking with it, sticking long enough to where you start seeing it and finding your pattern, right? To find those behaviors of how you're going to get there and how you're going to be successful. If you would have given up a month ago, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah, I'll never give up. That's like so dumb
That's
for
what,
me.
no, I know. I'm just saying hypothetically,
I
what I'm
haven't
saying?
even,
For
I've never
you,
even
for
thought
you
of
to
giving.
find those
I've
behaviors.
never even thought of giving up when it was slow and I wasn't doing shit. But
Yeah.
my thing is, in my fucking my head, it's like once those aligned, I even wrote down some stuff that it's always called I decided. First things first, you have to make the decision to go all in. I
Yep.
have spent so much of my life one foot in, one foot out, being safe, I mean, I had a time where I could have gone tour with Snoop Dogg. I could have fucking flown down. He would have flown me down. And this is live right now. This is truth. Ricky Rio as my witnesses. I could have flown down and been Snoop's engineer. And I thought, I don't want to fucking engineer someone. Plus, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing at the time. I feel I should have just rolled the dice and fuck it. I didn't have kids or nothing. But like I was always so into like, well, I got my 401k and I got my 9 to 5, and I'm gonna just balance both until one's taken so
Yeah.
heavy I can do it. And you just can't do that. You
You can't.
literally have to just go fuck it and just go all in and literally act like it's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me,
It's
now it's happening even closer, like where I'm like, well, now it kind of is happening. It's so weird. Like pretending is actually kind of like real. It actually is happening. As
yeah.
you,
It's almost like that analogy: burning the bridges or burning the ships. There is no retreating. There's only forward, man. And there's nothing like just commit and it's win.
and you will. This is the funny thing.
And you, yeah,
Will. And it's like so many people think that. I was just watching something that was like people. Oh, it's a guy named Todd McFarlane. He's a big comic book artist that does like Spawn and all that other shit. Sorry, my fucking stupid ass Zoom account. But anyway, and it talks about like people said, dude, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're not going to make it with his comic book stuff, right? He started Image Comics and all this other stuff. He's a multi-millionaire now. But he's just like, fuck, they're gonna tell you, dude, you're tripping. You're never gonna start your own comic book company. Who are you gonna beat? Marvel and DC. Sure as shit, he has the biggest comic, and I was part of the. As a fan, I had all those comics. Funny. I drew pictures later that eventually got my buddy a job working for those guys. But it's like, who's gonna, like you're never gonna make it. You're never gonna. They're just putting out a documentary about the guy, and you're like, fuck. They're always gonna tell you can't, dude. People are gonna be jealous and hate you because you have something they don't have, whether it's the girl, the money, or the happiness, and they're gonna drive that. It's just so funny that a lot of that's that, but realistically, you have to at least go from a standpoint of fuck everyone,
yep,
apply the behaviors, fuck what everyone thinks. And believe it or not, everybody, once you say fuck them, will start to believe what you're doing and start to be interested, genuinely interested, and not have hate and actually want to be part of it. It's like they will literally go, dude, wow, I'm gonna drink the Kool-Aid too.
oh, he's not bullshitting around. He's
I
really
need an
doing it.
SDEN t-shirt right now. Because once you believe in yourself, everybody else will. Nobody's gonna believe in you if you don't. And it's just hilarious. Like once you know, everybody
Yeah.
else will. Everybody else will lock in. Some of the most wild ass people you think, how the fuck did they get all these cats? Look at Weird Al Yankovic. You know, just eat it. Like singing like just stupid ass songs, like fucking multi-millionaire dude off of making funny ass songs. But yeah, no, my thing has been real big on like the dream piece, but actually, if I'm trying to have it resonate with anybody, it's what do you dream? How does that make you feel? Which is Will's, Jim. And then how does your day look living in that? You feel like this, but why? Well, because every day I wake up, I go down, I make a pot of coffee, I, you know, read the newspaper, and after that I do the fucking this and I do that because that's my dream life, and bum 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 bum. And it's like, cool. So do it. Start doing it
Yep.
now. Apply that and literally start doing that every day. And
And
guess
that's
what? Shit happens.
yeah. And I use myself for example is my behaviors and my things that I was doing were not serving me, and I ended up gaining a lot of weight. That's from drinking, eating like shit. I made a switch in my mind. I committed to it. In the last month and 2 weeks, I'm almost to my goal that I set. But that was making that commitment, taking the action to do it, and my behaviors. You know, my behaviors dictate my outcome.
Well, and think about it. What does the healthy Roberto do every day? What are your behaviors? Well, he runs every day up the hill by the Indiana Food Center, and then after that, he rides a bike up the river, fucking 2.5 miles, and after that, he climbs trees all days and chops them down, and then after that, he eats real good, and he only has salad. You know, I mean, well then, fuck, then you need to do those exact things. And guess
Exactly.
what? Magically, you'll become that Roberto. You know,
Exactly.
it's just like it's very tactile and like how you do these things. You if you want a dream that's in the ether and crazy to become real, you have to do real shit. It can't just
Exactly.
be imagining how great it makes me feel. Ooh, I can smell the leather. Okay, you
Yeah.
can smell the leather. Now get your ass
Yeah.
out and do whatever that guy you think would have a Lamborghini would do every day. What would that person do? Well, that person
Yeah.
would do this, this, and that. Okay, well then do that because that's what that's going to take.
You know what's crazy? It's so easy. It's hard. If that makes any sense.
No, it's
You,
so easy. It's easy. It's very easy. No, it's
no,
so damn
we make it
simple.
hard in our own head. You know,
No,
it's like it's
everything is
crazy.
a mind fuck. Everything
Oh
is a
yeah,
mind fuck. Everything
and
that's
that's what
your
makes it
troubles in
hard. It's
your
like
life, everything that's your trouble in your life is in your head. Oh,
all of it.
but I live in the hood. But I live in the hood. Well, you know what, motherfucker? Press the gas pedal and move out the fucking hood. You know,
Exactly.
like you can go live down the by the river in a nice neighborhood. You know, you don't have to do these things. You know, well, why do you live in the hood? You go fucking get a job. You know, go. You know, like oh well, my childhood, everything was a mind fuck, making you believe all this shit. Get out of your mind. I've been to the last 2 days. It's funny you say that.
Yeah.
I've been going. As soon as I start drawing in my own head, because I do that all the time. I'm like, Rob, you're mind fucking yourself and trying to ruin your own day. Move on. This is all in your head. You need to go out and get it.
Yeah.
All the rest is just in your head. It's just you create these things in your head and just fuck yourself up. Everything that you can't do is all because you can't do it in your head.
Yeah.
You know, it's very apparent from having kids. All of a sudden they're like, ah, and you're like, man, the hill's like not even a big slope. So next time I start put the kid on the bike, push his ass down the hill, going, good luck. You'll figure it out. You know, sure as shit, he's riding down the hill. You know, and then it's
Yeah.
like, but it's like it's what it is, man. It's like most of your I can't do it is all in your head. You know? But again, if you want something, well, what would the fucking massively rich Rob, Jim, Bob, Terry, what would they do every day? Well, every day he'd be in meetings with this. Well, then start fucking trying to have these meetings. Call these people. Start doing it. You know, start applying it and start living and going through those motions that they do. You know.
Yeah. What are you thinking, Will? I can see your wheels turning.
It's huge,
What we got?
humongous because when you live in what you want to be, it helps you. Like Robert said, it helps you see it better. It helps you. It raises your belief more that you can achieve it because you're starting to live in it like you've already done it. And this is one of the major keys to achieving anything you want in your life is, getting that burning desire for it by thinking about it all the time. Then going out, taking some action, you know what I mean? So you start moving your steps towards achieving it. And then that's when things will start coming in your life, more people, events, circumstances, situations that start leading you to what you're already living, even though you don't necessarily already physically have it. It's huge. And then, have zero doubt you can achieve it. And by living in it now, it helps you. The trick is supposed to be finding this so-called sweet spot, right? Where, you already feel like you have it. And supposedly when you get your, when it soaks into your subconscious that you already have it, even though you don't, that's when it's supposed to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. because your mind doesn't know the difference between you thinking you have it and you physically having it.
Yeah.
You know, Michael Jordan seems like he never missed a shot. All game winners, right? He took more shots in his head than he ever did on the basketball court. So when he was on the court, he knew he was going to make every single shot because he's already done it so many times in his head without even having doing it yet. Same thing with your life, man. You know, if you, and it's not easy to do living in what you want to be because of all the shit that's around you where you actually are. But when you start living the person you want to be in the situation you want to be, that's when really things start folding into being able to achieve it.
Yeah.
You know, it's huge. And one of the secrets, you know, the major type of tools is getting your subconscious to think you already have it. And that's when some real magical shit's supposed to take place, you know, as in like things coming in.
They're really cool. You fuck face. What a robot, you fucktard.